Hello folks, I'm Dr. Sonone, a foreign medical graduate, and all of you, if you are new to the channel, so I'm introducing myself. I am a foreign medical graduate, graduated from International Higher School of Medicine, Bishkek, Kyrgyzstan in January 2020, and then I appeared for my foreign medical graduate examination in August 2020. That was my very first attempt, and I was able to score 221. From there onwards, my journey started. So this video is going to be all about the NEET PG journey, because I'm getting a lot of questions regarding the same, so I thought to answer it in a single video itself. Now, talking about my journey, first of all, as I told you, I passed in the August FMG examination in the year 2020. Since then, actually, after that, my journey started. I was looking for my internship in Delhi. So before that, the time that I had, I was working or associated with AFMG for the image bank that is almost circulating in the market overall. So the image bank, that is FMG Snaps. So I worked on that during the time that I was looking for my internship as well. Then in December 2020, I joined my internship in ESIC, Base Darapur, New Delhi Hospital over there, and therefore I started my internship over there. Since then, I was associated with the coaching institute, most preferably AFMG, and I was taking revision sessions, chanting sessions, test and discussion sessions, and it's been almost 1.5 years now. I'm involved in the sessions itself. So now most of you know the answers to this, that how was I able to do multiple revisions. This was the key. This was the only reason I would like to thank, and I'm pretty grateful to each and every student of mine who have contributed to my success in direct or an indirect way. So that's most important, because because of them, not only they instilled the hope and faith in me, they kept me over enthusiastic throughout my journey. And apart from that, definitely taking their revision and chanting sessions have helped me over the years. Next, if I talk about NEET PG examination as such, so I did not prepare specifically for NEET PG. Yes, most of you would be shocked, but accepting that, I have not specifically prepared myself for NEET PG, just like I did for my FMG. And because most of the times it is the same with almost every foreign medical graduate, right? Most of us think that yaar FMG to nikal gaya, so now it is not a question of do or die. So right now we are in a state where we can earn almost 50 to 60,000 per month minimum, bare minimum, and that's enough. So most of us try to think and compromise on our dreams or aspirations, and that's not good actually. So I was also thinking the same. That was the reason I came to Delhi for looking for a job along with my internship. But I'm grateful that I got an opportunity to teach rather, and I was associated all these years with students itself. So that helped me, and I wasn't distracted. I wasn't taken off track from my preparations. So yeah, definitely I did not focus on my NEET PG preparations, but I definitely focused more and more on the FMG as well, because I wanted to help more number of students. So that has helped me. Apart from this, now as I told you, like this taking sessions over the years, at least minimum 1.5 year, that has helped me. Definitely, I know it's not possible with all of you. I am pretty sure that most of you are not even interested in teaching, and that's totally fine. Everybody has a different journey, but what I have went through, or why I was able to score, so that is the reason I'm telling you this. So because of that, as I told you, there were multiple revisions, and every time I make sure, whenever I teach or whenever I read it myself, I make sure I integrate all the subjects, at least most of the subjects which are interrelated, right? So whenever I'm reading pathology, I make sure I at least recall some of the pharmacology aspects as well as some of the medicine aspects of that particular topic as well. So that I also tell my students every time. So, whenever I teach, I ask the students to recall everything they know about that particular topic. Whether I am teaching PSM, whether I am taking pediatrics, anywhere, I ask them to recall everything they know about a topic. So what happens likewise, usually you go through that topic multiple number of times, okay, and that helps you recall and retain that particular topic better. Okay, that was the funda that I usually use. So that is the first cheat code. Second is like important, definitely, and they are the first ones I should be grateful to. So I would always be grateful to my parents, sisters, my family, and for their unwavering support and encouragement throughout my journey. Definitely my friends and students have instilled their faith in me, which helped me believe. Because बहुत बार होता है ना यार, we get off track, or rather we are not able to believe in ourselves कि यार नहीं हो सकता. But my students were the ones who actually instilled that faith, नहीं sir कर सकते हो, and we are pretty sure you will crack it in the first go. So that was the reason I was not even prepared. I thought I'll give it a try in 2023. I'll prepare properly and thoroughly for the NEET 2023 examination. And I just went with all that I had to this NEET PG 2022 examination. So I was still doubting myself, but nevertheless it happened, and I'm grateful for that as well. So definitely most of the people, like let me tell you my marks. So they are 540 marks, and I got a rank of 5,953. So definitely not a very good rank, or like not expected by many, because my students were expecting much more better, and I also know that I would have done much more better. But let me tell you that I'm not giving any reasons to this, or not any excuses, because I'm content and satisfied with my rank and results. The only reason being, my dream branch is general surgery, and I hope I'll be getting it in one of the better government colleges in Maharashtra. So I'm like not at all regretting any of my decisions as such. Okay, so let me tell you that, and then telling you ki okay, what was the reason that I lacked somewhat, because I don't want all of you to repeat those same mistakes again what I did in my journey. So I do not have any subscription. During my FMG days, I have also made a video. I actually prepared from usually some subjects from prep rider, some subjects I had classes during my UGDs, and some subjects I definitely joined AFMG for that. So that was my approach for but for a single subject I only followed a single source, and that I tell for you NEET PG examinations also, you don't need to go through multiple sources. Okay, that's most important. Only one source, one teacher for a particular subject is more than enough. Every teacher is good, every faculty is good, every institute is good. Okay, or her app better hai. Don't compare between prep ladder and Marrow. Both of them have their pros and cons. Considering that, I'll come to that. That would be my next point, because I asked some questions on my Instagram and I got that question most of the students. Okay, so I'll come to that. So before that, important is, guys, now sorry, as I was telling about my rank and marks. So the reason behind that was, actually I did not have any subscription as such this time, neither prep ladder nor Marrow, or I did not have any coaching classes like DAMS or Bhatia, which are the most famous 4 platforms for NEET PG usually, right? So I did not subscribe to any of those as such. I was just preparing from my FMG notes. Apart from that, definitely I made sure, because the last 2 attempts I was teaching, I was revising my own FMG notes, and then I was teaching. But this time a change that I made, because I was appearing for this NEET PG, the only change I made was, actually whenever I was going for a class, maybe it is a test and discussion or a chanting or a revision session, I always go prepared. I never go unprepared. That's not me. Okay, so whenever I had a class, I made sure I go through my PG notes at least. Okay, for most of the subjects I bought my PG notes and just went through them. I did not do any videos as such or something like that. So I just went through my PG notes. My concepts definitely were somewhat clear because of the 2 reasons. First, during my UG days, I read most of the textbooks, and it's not necessary for everybody of you to read the textbooks. ठीक है ना? अब तक नहीं पढ़े, so it's not necessary for you to read it now. But just telling that one of the reasons that my concepts were clear, because I read textbooks. Second reason being, during my FMG days, I read my each and every subject very thoroughly. So when I used to come back from even my classes, or maybe after videos, I used to again revise that particular topic in the same manner as the teacher has explained me. I tried to explain it to myself in the same manner as the teacher did. So that actually makes your concepts much more stronger comparatively. Okay, so these are the 2 reasons that I could just be able to read from the PG notes itself, and can revise the subjects properly. And definitely teaching helps. Okay, so whenever you are not sure about any particular subject and you have some FMG friend who is appearing for his FMG, like ask that friend to come over and just teach that particular topic or that particular subject to the next one. So he will also get benefited, and you will also get benefited from the same, because while you are teaching somebody, definitely first thing you need to read it very thoroughly yourself, and second, while you are teaching, you explore new things. Maybe you did not know that topic very well, but while you were teaching the topic, definitely you explored a lot of things. So test and discussions are also the same. While I was taking test and discussions, most of the options I was trying to rule out. I did not practice most number of questions. Rather, no questions I practiced this time. One reason being, during my internship I did not have enough time because I was taking classes, as also I was preparing content, I was making questions, I was doing almost most of the things. So I did not have time. After internship I thought to practice questions, but I did not take any subscription due to some reasons. So as I did not have much access to my questions, so definitely I could not practice them. That was a big mistake I did, because not practicing question has hampered somewhere my rank as well. Why? Because please remember, while you practice question, you learn the art of practicing questions, and it's not a simple thing. Okay, reading and acquiring knowledge is a completely different thing, but applying the same knowledge while practicing MCQs is a completely different phenomena. That I also tell my students, but I fall back this time for solving questions. And how it impacted was, like, during my examination I did not have a practice of solving long questions in a particular form, like in particular duration. So as I was running out of time, what happened, most of the questions I read in a hurry. Okay, and so as I read them in a hurry, I missed on some important keywords, and as I missed on important keywords, NEET PG, as we know, the questions may be simpler, but the options are very confusing. Okay, it is very difficult to rule out the last two options, and definitely if you miss out on one or two keywords in the question, definitely your answer is going to change. And that what happened, and that was the reason behind my most of the silly mistakes that I did during my examination. Only the hastiness has hampered. So solving MCQs properly from your first day till your last day is going to help you in that. Okay, don't repeat that mistake, please, important. Okay, so I'll come to the schedule and other parts as well, but this was the most important thing I thought to convey you. So as I told you, like, FMGs agar honge, so mainly my focus is on the foreign medical graduates. So usually after cracking FMG, they go into the hibernation zone, because they have been working hard for the last 5 to 6 months, usually some more than that even. And then running for internship is another struggle. Usually all of us are very interested at the start of FMG preparation, but once we go into that, then at the end of it we are completely exhausted. Okay, so, and the important thing is, when you start your internship also, you are interested to learn almost everything, each and everything you want to know. Definitely that is a different thing from your counterparts, like the Indian medical graduates, right? So all of us did not have much exposure during our UG days for our clinics. So most of us are interested, most of us are enthusiastic. So most of us overwork. I have even did that. Okay, so most of us overwork in the clinics as well. But giving you an insight from an Indian medical graduates point of view, considering my friends and my PG residents as well, from all their point of view, is definitely you learn most of the important things in internship, but ye nahi hai, if you miss them out during internship days, you cannot learn them ahead. Okay, during your PG residency also you can easily learn them, you can easily acquire those skills. Itna difficult nahi hota hai, first thing. Secondly, you can learn the basic skills even without overworking or even without doing hectic duties. Okay, that's more important. Even in hospitals which are less hectic, people learn good things. Okay, ऐसा नहीं है कि वहाँ पे lumbar puncture नहीं कराएंगे. हाँ, definitely you will be so good with your lumbar puncture if you work in Safdarjung, and you will not be so good if you are working in some of the peripheral hospitals. Okay, but the most important thing is actually not working so hard, because not for your lifetime. Most of you, I'm not saying all of you, and don't wish to work as a medical officer, right? So acquiring skills is important, but you can do it during your PG residency as well, or while you are doing your junior residency. So on internship also, keep a focus on your studies, guys. Okay, that's more important, because if you are detached from studies after your FMG for a longer duration of time, it's very difficult. Trust me, it's very difficult to go back to your studies. Ask your seniors who have been not studying during the internship days, or they have joined the junior residency. Important thing is, even after internship, most of the people have a doubt कि junior residency join करना चाहिए या नहीं. If you are having some financial doubt, see, I completed my internship in January, and then I thought to join my junior residency, but my family members suggested that the exam was in March first of all, so they suggested me that for 2 months at least try to work for it, and if you cannot make it, don't worry, then you can go for the next attempt, and then you can definitely join your junior residency, but for 2 months at least don't join it. Then again it got postponed, so again I did not join my junior residency. So it was only mostly it was the 4 months of work that I did. Okay, so the important thing is, if you are financially stable, if you belong to a well-to-do family and there is no such financial emergency, they can wait for the next 6 to 7 months at least, because the next attempt is most probably in January 2023, right? So like we are expecting that. So like if they can wait for 6 to 7 months, all of those emergencies also, then I hope so that you can just refrain yourself from joining your residency as of now, junior residency I'm saying. Okay, so it's better to continue with studies itself. Now coming back to your internship days, most of the people are having a doubt how to manage all of these things with your internship. I was a person who was always a multitasker, so I'm not showing it off or anything. The important thing is I'm trying to make you realize that you have time. The only thing is you need to take out time for yourself. Okay, internship में जब जाते हो यार, setting in OPDs like ENT OPDs, psychiatry OPDs, whenever you have time, you can just pull out a book. At least you can read 1 or 2 topics and that's it. Okay, at least you are in touch with your academics. You are spending time with your phones during your OPDs, which are vacant most of the times. So why to spend that time over there? First thing. Secondly, most of you travel for your internships. In Delhi at least I used to travel by metro, so most of my work for my classes or sessions I used to do in metros itself, right? So I have this habit during my UG days as well. So whatever work I have and that can be done during my traveling, I used to do that. Okay, maybe it is making PPTs, maybe it is making explanations or making questions or reading something. Okay, all of these definitely can be done during your travel time also, and that definitely helps you, and that will help you in time management as well. ठीक है ना? उसके अलावा try not to overwork, as I always told you. Try not to overwork, because overworking is not going to help. Nobody is coming to you and giving you any award for that particularly. Okay, so if you can, just don't overwork. Do your own work and that's it, and just focus on your studies. That's most important. Okay, now most important thing is the people who are usually during their UG days, how they need to start and all of that. So please remember guys, important is like for your FMG preparations or your NEET PG preparation or even whatever the next comes, okay, it is one and the same. Most of those who are very afraid of next, please remember this, next is the same examination. It is nothing different. All the syllabus will remain same, all the medical science will remain same, all the 19 subjects will remain same. What is going to be different is the pattern maybe, okay, not even the pattern of asking questions, because they have been asking the same pattern of questions since August 2020 FMG. Okay, so the same pattern would be followed. Mostly it is clinically oriented. Important thing is it is clinically oriented, not only clinical subjects. ये याद रख लो बिल्कुल. Okay, now people, I have a lot of doubts. Lot of my students are always complaining, sir, paper 1 बहुत बुरा गया. Paper 1 बुरा गया because you were not focusing on your pre and paraclinical subjects. Who said you that pre and paraclinical subjects are not important? People, please focus on this point, that in NEET PG 2021 as well as 2022, there were almost 15 questions each from biochemistry and microbiology. So these are pre and paraclinical subjects and these are most important, right? So don't just overlook these subjects. Clinical subjects are important, but you can understand clinical subjects much better if you are very thorough with your pre and paraclinical subjects. First thing. Second, in pre and paraclinical subjects, the probability of answers is much more higher as compared to your clinical ones. Medicine में 30 question है, कितना भी अच्छे से पढ़ लो, even if you are master, most of the times you will get only 50 to 60% questions right from medicine. But if you are good with your microbiology, there is a high chance you can get even 80 to 100% questions right in microbiology. So just focus in the, just think in that manner and work smartly. Don't just become a hard worker. बस गधा मजदूरी से नहीं होता ये चीज़ है, ठीक है ना? So focus on that aspects as well. Don't only focus on your clinical subjects. Everything is important. Maybe questions from anatomy would be clinically oriented. What do we mean by that? Maybe just a one-liner can be framed in a manner that it is a clinical question. पहले directly पूछा जाता था which nerve is injured over here. Now they might be asking a person met with a road traffic accident. Now he sustained a fracture of the medial epicondyle. Now which is the nerve injured? So this is the only thing that has changed. Okay, the pattern of asking questions has changed, not the actual questions usually, right? So that is more important. So if you are a UG student and listening to me right now, please remember during your first, second and third year, definitely you can go for your huge sources like marrow. सब marrow लेके बैठ जाते हैं. Most of the people are not able to cover. For FMG, it is not even required. The content, what is there? You just need a concise and a precise content, and you need to revise it multiple number of times. Revisions is the key. Everybody is going to tell you the same thing. ठीक है ना? So content will not decide whether you will pass or whether you will ace the examination or not. It is you who will decide. Your revisions will decide. ओके, व्हाट इज ओवर हियर दैट इज गोइंग टू डिसाइड, ठीक है ना. बुक्स कितने भी नोट्स इतने होने दो, 4 वॉल्यूम्स होने दो, दैट इज नॉट गोइंग टू डिसाइड. सो यू, इफ यू आर इन योर इनिशियल डेज, फर्स्ट, सेकंड और थर्ड ईयर, दैट इज द ओनली टाइम आई वुड recommend you to take any app like Maro. In your jewelry or 4th or 5th year, it's better to take any other app, or maybe attend your coaching classes offline. That's much better, as I've experienced it. So that will definitely help you have a precise and a concise content, and you can have enough time to revise it multiple number of times. That was the take in my story as well. I revised most of the times, most of the syllabus for multiple number of times. I did not know everything about everything, and that's not even required. Okay, you need to know like most of the things about everything. That is only required. ठीक है ना, हर एक चीज हर एक को नहीं पता हो सकती. That we all are humans and we have our own limitations, right? So important is that don't go be running behind everything कि हर एक चीज करनी है मुझे, हर एक टॉपिक करना है. That is not required. Do the most important topics. That is more important. और सब्जेक्ट, पूरा सब्जेक्ट पढ़ लिया ठीक है, बट while your revisions focus more on the topics which are commonly repeated, which are very high yielding, which are very important. Okay, so that is the important thing while you revise your things. Now coming to your third or fourth year, as I told you, focus on precise and concise content. Don't run behind like जो होता है ना, ship का fork होता है and everybody is running in the same direction. Don't do that. Analyze your strengths and weakness, analyze where you are standing, what you need at this point of time, and what would be better for you. Talk to your seniors. Okay, now I have seen that most of the people are not doing that, but during our days, at least, the seniors were the ones who were the guiding light for us. So I always recommend you talk to your own seniors. Okay, don't go searching for the toppers or everything. Talk to your own seniors who you have seen working really hard during their UG days, or maybe during their FMG preparations. Okay, and how did they pass their examination? Take their strategies and then design your own strategy. As I always tell, don't try to follow anybody else's strategy. That is not going to work for you, because he and you would be a completely different person. Okay, so analyze your strengths and weakness. कहाँ कौन से सब्जेक्ट्स तुम्हारे स्ट्रॉन्ग है, कैसे कौन से सब्जेक्ट्स में तुम्हें ज़्यादा फोकस करने की ज़रूरत है, तुम्हारे पास कितना टाइम है. ऑल ऑफ दीज थिंग्स शुड बी कंसिडर्ड व्हाइल यू मेक योर स्केड्यूल एंड योर प्लान. दैट इज मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट. ओके, now important thing is, while you are usually in your 3rd, 4th, 5th year, like only mostly your 4th or 5th year, or during your FMG preparations, or during your NEET PG preparation, the most important thing is follow a single source. अभी तक मैं देखता हूँ मार्केट में 10 चीज़ें हैं, everything is good, but that is not a indication for you to follow everything ना. मार्केट में 10 चीजें, बट इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल टू फॉलो एवरीथिंग. सो चूज अ बेस्ट सोर्स, अ सिंगल सोर्स फॉर यू, एंड फॉलो इट टिल द एंड. इट्स नॉट मैंडेटरी टू फॉलो एवरीथिंग. ऐसा नहीं है कि मैरो का 100% स्ट्राइक रेट है, या प्रेपलैडर का 100% स्ट्राइक रेट है, या किसी कोचिंग का है. ओके, most of them have the same things in their notes. The common topics are taught everywhere. Every faculty is good in their own way. ठीक है ना, कुछ फैकल्टीज तुम्हें पसंद आएंगी, कुछ नहीं आएंगी. that's your perception. ठीक है, but the notes would be similar everywhere almost. ठीक है ना, तो that is not going to affect. And all of this on YouTube, whichever is going कि हमारे नोट्स में से आया, या फिर हमने ये पढ़ाया था, किसी और ने नहीं पढ़ाया. प्लीज रिमेंबर गाइज, मे बी दे हैव taught that point, but the other institute might have taught the other point. ठीक है, which appeared in the examination. So it's always a balanced out funda. ठीक है ना, so don't start, just don't go behind all these traps. ठीक है. So nowadays for marketing, everybody is having their own strategies and their own plans. They have their own marketing teams. So decide by your wisdom. Don't run behind any propaganda that is being there in the market. Okay, even for your FMGE, and same goes for your NEET PG as well. Okay, if I would have had the same thing, then I would have also bought 2 or 3 subscriptions. I would have also subscribed for 2 or 3 coaching centers as well, right? I know definitely somebody, like not me, but other people might need a guiding light. They need some good guidance. So that's necessary. You need to join, you need to subscribe, or you need to join any particular coaching institute for your preparations. But make sure you follow that particular institute only, and don't run behind everything. Okay, now that's more important. So considering that, next topic is usually to start off your preparations. Okay, so most of the people were having your doubts over here. I'll just come to the questions now, because I have been talking a lot. So let's talk about your questions, which I asked you asked on my Instagram. So I have my Instagram handle with the same name, so you can contact me there if you have any issues particularly. Otherwise, if you have any more questions, you can just drop in the comment box itself. The first question was how to start and how to maintain consistency throughout your preparation. So the first thing is, guys, first of all, as I always told you, if you are a FMG, definitely that's a important thing to maintain that consistency, because consistency and hard work are the two things which will take you to the other side of the fence in FMG, and the same goes for NEET PG also. ठीक है ना? NEET PG में usually the only difference is your attitude. What happens usually after FMG, you are relaxed कि ठीक है अभी मैं थोड़ा बहुत तो कमा लूंगा, मेरी फैमिली को खिला दूँ, इतना तो मेरे पास है अभी फिलहाल. ओके, आई कैन अर्न दैट ब्रेड एंड बटर फॉर माई फैमिली. सो दैट थिंग यू नीड टू गेट रेड ऑफ. ओके, दैट मेंटालिटी की आई एम सेटल्ड और आई वुड बी सेटल्ड अगर मैं मेरे से नीट पीजी नहीं भी होती है. ओके, गो विद द सेम डू और डाई एटीट्यूड दैट यू हैड फॉर योर FMG, देन ओनली यू विल बी एबल टू स्टार्ट. फर्स्ट थिंग. सेकंड थिंग, एज आई टोल्ड यू, मैनेज योर इंटर्नशिप वेल. डोंट रन बिहाइंड एवरीथिंग, डोंट गो बियॉन्ड लर्निंग एवरीथिंग कि इसलिए तुम लाइक just only to do a single lumbar puncture you are doing mad duties like mad almost for 24-36 hours. That's not even required. ठीक है ना? Most of the people out there are very good. My PG residents were good. They even will teach you if you are good at your work. हाँ, अपने काम से मत भागो. That's more important than otherwise nobody is going to teach you anything. ठीक है? So that's more important. Apart from that, so as I told you, like while deciding, while starting off, it's important. It's hard definitely to start off again, all that same. Maybe there would be negativity, maybe there would be so much of hard work, all of that things would come into your mind. But start with making your schedule properly. Make a plan. If you have 6 or 7 months in hand, definitely it's important to divide those months accordingly. Maybe the first 3 months you will require, or 3.5 months you will require to complete your videos, or maybe to attend your classes itself. ठीक है? So जो पहले 3.5 to 4 months है, you can complete all your first reading. It might be the videos, it might be the coaching center, it might be your own self. You have attended the classes earlier, so now you need to do a thorough reading. The thorough first reading should be done. So keep time for that, and after that for subsequent revisions, at least minimum, according to me, there should be 2 to 3 revisions minimum for NEET PG. 3 are recommended always. So keep time for that and just manage accordingly. Like divide your times for revision 1, revision 2 and revision 3. Estimated. I'm not saying you can follow it all the time, but at least try to just allot some time for your revision. For example, revision 1 would be completed in 50 days, revision 2 would be completed in around 35 days or 40 days, and revision 3 will take me only 15 to 20 days, right? So likewise you can just divide your schedule. Okay, that's more important to start with. At least make that schedule and make that planner and try to stick to it as much as possible. Definitely it's difficult while you are doing your internship, and be practical while you are making your schedule. ठीक है ना? हर एक को 10 से 12 घंटे नहीं पढ़ सकता है हर एक इंसान, though you are doing your internship, your junior residency, or even not doing anything. 10 से 12 घंटे initially start करना is a very difficult thing. So important, be practical while you prepare your schedule. Better make a schedule which is easy to follow. Initially you can start with at least 3 hours, 4 hours, then make up to 6 to 8 hours, and then make up to 10 to 12 hours gradually. Okay, that will happen eventually, but just don't start with 10 and 12. एक दिन पढ़ लिया, दूसरे दिन गायब. So consistency is most important. ठीक है ना? And consistency would be with a proper schedule only. Consistency will come with that only. ठीक है? Otherwise consistency will not come. And keep yourself reminding कि मुझे करना है किसी भी हालत में. And don't think about the results कि result क्या होंगे, क्या नहीं होगा, या मेरे से हो सकता है, नहीं हो सकता. Just get rid of all that doubts. You can do it. Just you need to believe that. And you need to keep yourself reminding कि हो सकता है. बस it's important. I need to be consistent throughout. कल 6 घंटे पढ़ा था, आज भी मैं 6 घंटे पढ़ूंगा. 6 घंटे नहीं हो रहे, 5 घंटे पढ़ूंगा. But I will not skip my studies today as well. कितना भी exhausted रहूँ, at least I will solve my MCQs if I am not able to do anything else. Okay, while you are traveling, while you are on your duties, you can at least solve MCQs, right? That is a bare minimum we can do. And while you solve your MCQs, please remember, always read the explanations. That's most important. बस MCQs solve करना is not like it's not actually good for you. Okay, MCQ solve करके the exact MCQ is not going to appear in your examination. So it is important to be thorough with that topic. So while you read your explanations, it's you can get thorough with that particular topic, and even along with that you can understand why all the other 3 options were not the answers. Okay, so that's the most important thing. So now, apart from this, now as I told you how to start, now second is what was your study plan, and share us your schedule if possible. As I told you, I will not share my schedule because I did not have a schedule in particular, because initially when I was taking test and discussion sessions, for example, I had 4 days, so at least one day I used to take rest, one day I used to prepare questions, and the next 2 days might be I used to just go through all the notes. to just give a better explanation to my students. Okay, that was my funda itself. I did not particularly prepare as such, as I have told you. So following my schedule is not possible to any one of you, and don't ask for schedule to anybody. Okay, उनके स्केड्यूल तुम्हारे लिए काम नहीं करने वाली. या डेफिनेटली यू कैन आस्क देम कि कितना टाइम आपने रिवीजन 1 के लिए दिया था, कितना टाइम रिवीजन 2 के लिए दिया था, हाउ मच इट इज पॉसिबल फॉर मी टू गिव. सो ये डिस्कशन हो सकता है, बट दैट यू कैन आस्क मी 1-on-1. ओके, बेटर डीएम मी फॉर दैट सेम इशू if you are having a problem with preparing your schedule. I have prepared I have helped preparing schedule for people who are appearing for FMG, but for NEET PG I think completely it is dependent on you in which stage you are. Either you are doing your internship, you are doing your junior residency, you are doing some private job, or maybe you are only focusing on your studies. So considering that, all of these things consider, you need to focus on that. Okay, बस किसी और, मैं for example I was doing my internship, somebody else would be doing their junior residency, so everybody's schedule will be different, guys. So just don't go beyond that. Okay, first thing important is that my study plan, as I told you, it was just reading all the PG notes this time, and I fell back in solving MCQs, but I always recommend people to solve minimum 1 hour MCQs every day, minimum 30 to 50 MCQs, and 30 to 50 MCQs would be solved in half an hour or at least 50 minutes, but the other time you need to spend on reading the explanations. That's most important. Okay, initial days mein 30 to 50, then definitely you need to increase the frequency. Then okay, people who are entering the final year, how they can prepare for June FMG. So guys, I'm only restricting myself here to talk about NEET PG. For June, definitely you can watch my for FMG you can watch my other videos which have been uploaded already. You can watch also some videos on FMG YouTube channel as well. Okay, there also you can find videos for FMG. Next is share entire journey, specifically strategy, source of study, and your dream branch. So as I told, my dream branch is MS General Surgery. That's the one I'm thinking about. Most of the people are still कि नहीं यार, General Surgery बहुत hectic है. It is not an end branch. You need to keep on studying. It will take at least 10 years for you to settle down because you need to work under somebody, a senior surgeon, and all of that. But guys, बहुत लोगों ने convince करने की कोशिश की, take an end branch like orthopedics, or maybe at least you can even get medicine in some peripheral college, or DNB in a very good college, or maybe some other things. But the important thing is follow your gut, follow your instinct, follow your passion. That's most important, because they are not going to come to you for your help in residency, right? So at the end of the day, you need to have the most important thing, and that is satisfaction. ठीक है ना? You need to be content with your work, and that's most important. They are not going to decide, because branch is the most important thing. As I've got from my faculties also, they have always told me that follow your gut, please, because branch will remain with you for the whole life. The college or the tag would not remain with you for the whole life, even if it is AIMS or even if it is any government college. It all depends on your skills. Okay, how you treat your patients, on your skills, it is completely dependent. Nobody is going to only come to you because you are from AIMS. Okay, that tag might work only for 1 to 2 years, that's it, not even after that. Okay, that's most important. So all those people who are just behind the tag, I would rather recommend focus on the branch. It's more important. And focus, if you want a surgical branch, definitely focus where you will get more cutting, more hands-on. That's more important. And if you want to follow some non-surgical branch, definitely go for the name of the college then. Okay, that can be done, but at least see the patient load, the exposure. That's more important than I think so, going just for the name of the college. That's more important, what I've understood, because most of the people are in इसी city में लो, यही metropolitan city and all of that. That's not important at all. So important thing is now strategy. As I told you, it was only to complete all my 19 subjects and at least give it 1 to 2 revisions before the examination, because I had less time in hand. I had completed all my subjects. Yeah, some subjects I did not teach, so therefore I was not able to revise them properly in time, like microbiology or biochemistry. Biochemistry I did this time, but physiology or microbiology, these were the subjects I did not teach also, almost since a year. So I was not able to cope up with those at least. But I hope that while you make a plan, give substantial amount of time to each and every subject, because all of them are important. Okay, definitely go for your last NEET PG results and NEET PG questions, and accordingly decide on which subjects you need to give your utmost importance to. And source of study, as I told you, it was only the PG notes. Definitely I only went ahead with the same notes as I followed, or the same faculties as I followed for my FMG. Definitely some of them I did change. So for example, if most of you are curious ki kaun si faculty si kya thi, I would request you to follow your own. But considering mine, so for anatomy in AFMG I took classes, so Dr. Annika Singhal I followed. Till now I am following her notes itself. They are more than enough, I think so. Then for physiology, I followed Dr. Soman Manna and Dr. Akhilesh sir's notes. That was a combination of some systems. Then for biochemistry, I did follow Smiley ma'am. For pathology, I followed Dr. Tarun Sharma from AFMG again. His notes were as good as Marrow. I also read Marrow notes. Definitely, for a particular subject, I have read notes from 2 or 3 sources as well. It was only required for me because I was teaching. Okay, for you, it is only one source. But because my students had questions, because they were taught by some other faculty and I was taught by some other one, so definitely there might be some confusion, so I had to go through all the other notes as well. So for pathology, as I followed Dr. Tarun Sharma. For important is don't go behind the name of the faculty. So I always tell Dr. Tarun Sharma, though he is not a very renowned faculty, but I love that person because his notes are very crisp, very concise, and patho is very good over there. Okay, so that's more important. Just don't go behind the name. Maybe the faculty is really good, but they have not pushed themselves so far in marketing themselves. Okay, that's most important. Apart from that, for your other subjects, pharmacology, I was following GRG till the end. Then apart from that, definitely if I focus on microbiology, I was following Sonu sir. Definitely Vikas sir helped me a lot in AFMG because he used to make sure that we revise all the content of microbiology because it is a volatile subject. So for volatile subjects like anatomy, pharmacology and microbiology, make sure that if you are forgetting most of the things, make a table. Always I am fond of making tables. जो भी पढ़ाया जाता है ना, at the end try to concise that topic in a particular table or a flow chart, whatever it is, and then stick in front of you. Keep it for 7 days. Just read it in morning and evening till 7 days, and then I'm pretty sure that you will be thorough with that particular topic. Then replace that particular page with another one which you are having difficulty with. Okay, that's the funda to remember the important volatile subjects. Okay, I do not have any sticky notes as such near my study table, nor I go to library as such, because I'm a person who likes to walk while reading and I need to read loud. I like to read loud, but that's completely a funda that is completely dependent on you. Okay. So apart from that, the other sources for OBG, I followed Dr. Prasansa, but this time I also went through Sakshi ma'am's notes and I did not find any difference as such. Only each and every point has been described in her notes as well, whereas in Prasansa's notes, it is in a concise manner. That's the only difference. For medicine, I followed Dr. Deepak Marwa. I even attended Dr. Manish Soni's classes in AFMG. For surgery, I did follow a lot of faculties because during my UG days, I followed Dr. Vineet Gupta. After that, I attended classes of Dr. Amit Desai in AFMG. And then finally, this time, I've read notes of Dr. Rohan Khandelwal. So you need to choose one for yourself. I'm again reiterating the same fact. For me, it was necessary. That's what the reason why I read all of those. PSM, I still follow Dr. Vivek Jain. That's it. Psychiatry, I followed Dr. Praveen sir. For Dharma, I had Jaman sir's notes, so still I'm following the same one. You can choose accordingly, definitely. Orthopedics, I also did it from many faculties, Akshay Saxena, even Mukul sir, and even Apur Mehra sir. So, and lastly, this time I did it from Dr. Abbas Ali. So this is not recommended to anybody, but it was important for me as a faculty because as I was teaching to be thorough with my topic. So whenever I used to go, I had multiple sources. But for you, it is only one and give it multiple number of revisions. ठीक है ना? So I'm telling you कि मैंने ये notes बस एक बार पढ़े अभी जो मैंने recent उठाए, but उसके पहले के जो notes थे मेरे, that was a combination and I went through it multiple number of times. ठीक है? So therefore it was easy me to just read these notes in a day or so. So that has helped me. So revision is important. So is Marrow's videos are enough for FMG and NEET PG or else after video? As I always told you, every faculty, every institute is better. Don't just think कि ये अच्छा नहीं है, ठीक है ना? Every faculty is good. इसीलिए they are sustaining in the market from so long. Even Marrow, even Prepladder, Bhatia, DAMS, or if it is any FMG institute also like AFMG or any other. So everything is good unless and until they are giving you the best content out there. They are serious about that. They are serious about their content. That's most important. Okay, don't fall into traps. मजाक मस्ती वो time गया है तुम्हारा. At least focus on your time now. What you have in hand. मजाक मस्ती जिंदगी भर कर सकते हो. This is not the time for that. Okay, at least. So just don't fall into that trap. I would rather request you that, please. Okay, every video is good, guys, don't worry about that. Okay, yeah, then know the resource exactly where you started preparing, follow that. As I told you, I just went with the same one. ENT, I still follow Dr. Rajiv sir's notes. For OFTA, I still follow Dr. Shivani ma'am's notes, which I attended in AFMG. So I didn't like, see, those were my FMG notes, but they are still helping me even for my PG now, right? And those are the almost same notes. Okay, so just I think like these are the best faculties, like for ENT and OFTA, no one is better than them, at least I feel so. Okay, so just don't go behind the huge names that they have created in the market, because these people have not only helped me clearing my doubts or like helping in my subject, but definitely they were important, like who imparted that motivation, who imparted that confidence in me. Rajiv sir was the first I encountered in my journey, throughout my MBBS journey. He was the first faculty I encountered with. Shivani ma'am was the one who has greatly influenced me over the years. Prasanna sir is the one who is an inspiration. Marwa sir is definitely beyond, like I don't have words for him. So these people can not only just impart the knowledge to you, definitely they are going to motivate you. They can be your idols as well. Okay, so just follow them, whatever they say, that's most important, and design it accordingly. Okay, they are saying it for the masses because they have 150 students in their class. You need to take what is important for you and what you need to follow. Okay, so that should be subject specific. What source you use, please give important topics. See, important topics अगर मैं दे सकता तो like I feel there would have nothing better than that. But as I told you, the common and the important or the high yielding topics that faculties usually tell you, those are the only ones which are going to come in the exam. Don't go behind that fancy names. ये बहुत ज़्यादा fancy topic है, ये नया topic है. Those kind of topics usually appear in the INI CT exam, not in the NEET PG or in the FMG exam as such. ठीक है ना? Molecular biology, genetics, they are like more inclined in INI set as compared to NEET PG. NEET PG में they are trying to ask you the most common and the most important topics which they have been asking since years now. ठीक है? So if I talk about like obstetrics, definitely labor, PPH, APH, ectopic, these are the most important topics, as all of us are quite aware. इसमें तो कोई मतलब राज है नहीं कि ये important topics नहीं है. Everybody knows while you are solving MCQs also you come across questions from a single topic. That then you need to realize कि अच्छा इसके इतने questions आ रहे हैं, that means this topic is important, right? So that is how you realize कि कौन सा topic important and which topic is not important as such. ठीक है? And if you are having issues with a particular topic and if you think that's not very much important, just leave behind that and focus on the important ones. First thing, just don't go behind नहीं ये तो मुझे सीखना है, ये भले मैं 10 चीज़ों पे और compromise कर दूँ. That's foolishness, utter foolishness. ठीक है? Second thing important is actually don't just fall in trap for that controversial questions. Okay, that will not decide your fate. अगर तुम्हें नहीं पता इसका मतलब बहुत पूरी दुनिया को नहीं पता है, सब गलतियाँ करने वाले उसमें. So don't just attempt that question even. Okay, so like if you are getting the answer easily from your faculties, that's better. But if the faculties are giving various answers, don't run behind every faculty for asking the answer. ठीक है ना? That's most important. Next, and important thing, most of them saying definitely if I'll be able to crack my PG, definitely all of you are capable. If you have passed your FMG, you are capable enough to pass your PG also. The important thing is to bring back that same attitude. Even some more hard work is required because now you are working as well, and apart from that, definitely the consistency, the perseverance is required. Okay, and that passion for your goal, your aspirations कि नहीं करना है, ऐसा नहीं कि हो जाए तो ठीक है, नहीं भी हो जाए तो I'm fine, ये नहीं होना चाहिए. That's most important. How to prepare right from the beginning and the management of time along with internship. As I told you, like how to manage time along with internship. Try to invest whatever time you have in hand. Wherever you get loopholes, like try to make maximum out of it. Wherever you are getting time, while traveling, while you are sitting in your OPD, while you are sitting in your ward. कभी emergencies, like pediatric emergencies, you have them for 24 hours. 24 hours में तो काम होता नहीं है. Definitely in peds emergencies, most of the times in most of the hospitals. So at least during that time you can read a particular subject. Okay, and ये बहुत लोग सोचते हैं कि यार OBG तो मैं OBG पढ़ लूँ, PDI है तो मैं PDI पढ़ लूँ और ख़त्म कर दूँगा. That does not happen. All of us are quite aware of that. That does not happen eventually. That's most important. So it is important that be practical. Whatever time you have in hand. अगर कोई बहुत boring से posting है और उसमें तुम्हें पढ़ना है, so better take up an interesting subject जिसमें तुम्हें interest बना रहे हैं, and you will not keep the book aside after reading for 15 minutes. Okay, take such a subject which you can revise thoroughly. That's most important. ठीक है? Apart from that, right from beginning, I have the videos for FMG. You can just follow that for particularly. for FMG as such. How to prepare with internship, time management, should make your notes or buy. You can make your notes or even you can buy your notes. I mostly bought my notes because the first time I attended my classes or watched videos during my FMG preparation, I made most of the notes by my hand. Okay, I did not just bought the notes. But this time, as I had read that notes a lot of times, I had my photographic memory for my particular notes. So this time I bought my notes because I did not have enough time. So if you are not having time, being practical, it's better to buy your notes. Just highlight or scribble around. Okay, write your extra points, paste your sticky notes. Kuch bhi karo, but scribble around the notes. That is how you will remember. Make a photographic memory of your notes, and that would be only done if you are scribbling around, and second if you are revising it multiple number of times. ठीक है ना? बस PDF से पढ़ रहे हो तो कुछ नहीं याद रहने वाला. ठीक है? That's most important. So just buy your notes, scribble around them, make sticky notes. At least try to concise all the content that you have on a particular page or two in a single sticky note, or maybe try to make a table. That's most important. That is how you will be able to revise all that huge content in a very short span of time during your second or third revisions. Okay, you can just visualize that table. Acha, ye points hai. You can just go through that flowchart once. That's it. You are done. You don't need to read all the line. I've seen people who are reading the and the and usko itna importance de dete the ki you actually forget to read the most important thing. So it's important not write everything. And जब concise कर रहे हो ना, don't write it in sentences. This is most important. Sentences लिखोगे तो 4 और sticky notes चिपकाने पड़ेंगे. Important, just make points. For example, multiple myeloma, just make points. Histopath, HP, that also. Okay, just write Mott cells, Russell bodies, Dutcher bodies. For example, bony lytic lesions, raindrop skull, M peak, bone marrow plasma cytosis more than 10%. That's it. This is how you write your like short notes. It is not कि इसमें इतना like for example like the investigation of choice for multiple myeloma is bone marrow aspiration, where you will get. This is not the way to write your concise notes. ठीक है ना? That faculty has already given you, so try to make concise notes. If you are not like if you are making the same manner which I told, so it's better. अगर नहीं करते तो start learning that. Okay, that's most important because that has helped me. You can just go through the glance ones which I prepared from medicine, psychiatry and biochemistry. I'm still working on the other subjects. I don't know how much time it will take, but all those who have went through it, the glance, you can see that they were my notes actually, but I have just concised them in a PDF format and I've presented it to you, right? So most of you are like having the same one, like same idea. Most of you have told me कि यार ये बहुत easy है, easily revise हो जाता है इसमें से. Even my integrated sessions you can watch on FMG channel for medicine, path and pharma. I've taken from the same notes itself. Okay, so they were concised usually in 20 to 30 pages. So that's how you need to concise your notes. Then कैसे डील करते हो नेगेटिविटी से? यार नेगेटिविटी तब आती है ना when you allow people to just interfere in your zone. That's most important. हाँ, कुछ होते हैं invaders who can definitely invade into your zone and definitely can just disturb you mentally as well, like can impart some negativity, but that's fine. It's life and definitely you need to be accepting for each and everything. अगर positive side है तो negative side भी होगा. If there is optimism, there would be pessimism as well. So you need to think about that कि हाँ ठीक है, and you just need to think about कि what are the things which will help me keep positive. It may be listening to good songs, good music, just going on a walk, going on a trek, maybe just going on a chai, having chai, so chit-chatting with friends, all of these. So at least surround yourself by people who are constantly imparting you positivity, may it be your family or your friends, okay, who are making you believe. As I told you, my students made me believe that I was capable of it, okay, even if I was not believing that or I was doubting myself. So that's most important. You surround yourself with people who are telling you कि नहीं तुम कर सकते हो. That's most important, ठीक है. और कुछ लोग होंगे that those will try to demoralize you, those will try to question you, and those are your challenges. उन्हीं को तो आंसर करना है ना, उसी के लिए तो पढ़ो. That's most important, right? Then what mistake we should avoid during preparations? As I told you, the important 2 mistakes that I did not subscribe to any particular coaching or channel during my last phase of my preparation. Second thing, I did not practice enough number of MCQs due to the same reason. Right? Those were the 2 mistakes. Apart from that, the other mistakes that usually people do and I want you people to avoid is don't follow multiple sources, follow just a single source. Practice enough number of MCQs, give grand test. Most of the questions were also about grand test or mock test. बहुत लोग बस 20 ग्रैंड टेस्ट दे रहे हैं और कुछ लोग एक भी ग्रैंड टेस्ट नहीं दे रहे. सो बोथ ऑफ द थिंग्स आर नॉट गुड. ओके, ग्रैंड टेस्ट, वन ऑफ माय सीनियर्स टोल्ड मी इट इज अ डबल एज स्वॉर्ड. दैट्स राइट, आई आल्सो फील सो. बिकॉज प्लीज रिमेंबर, ग्रैंड टेस्ट ज्यादा भी मत दो, कम भी मत दो, बट एटलीस्ट गिव सब्सटैंशियल अमाउंट ऑफ ग्रैंड टेस्ट. ग्रैंड टेस्ट विल नॉट डिसाइड योर रिजल्ट्स, बट डेफिनेटली दे विल हेल्प यू एनालाइज कि कौन से सब्जेक्ट्स तुम्हारे वीक है. सो ऑलवेज दिस केम फ्रॉम माय फैकल्टीज की whenever you are giving ग्रैंड टेस्ट ओमकार, प्लीज रिमेंबर दैट यू नीड टू फोकस ऑन द लास्ट 3 सब्जेक्ट. जो सबसे वीकेस्ट सब्जेक्ट है ना, while you revise these subjects, make sure you are now good with those subjects. So next time there would be another 3 subjects, just focus on them. So every time you will keep on improving whenever you give grand test. Grand test देते हो, don't give more number of grand tests because grand tests are time consuming. एक पूरा दिन खा जाती है तुम्हारा अगर तुम्हें analyze भी करना है, right? So that's important. So give enough. Like for example, usually during your last 2 months you can give it every week or every 15 days, whatever suits you. And I feel 7 to 8 grand tests are also enough if you are actually going through it again and again. So that's most important. Again and again, by that I mean at least you can just analyze that test once you have attempted it, and after that only focus on the questions you have made mistakes with और जिसका तुक्का मारा था. ये 2 questions पे ज़्यादा focus करना है, ठीक है? बिकॉज तुक्के मारे हुए तुम्हारे सही नहीं आते हो, तुम्हें लॉजिक पता नहीं होता है. इट वॉज जस्ट द लक विच प्लेड इट्स रोल. तो तुम्हारा गलत ही था वो. सो बेटर बी कॉशियस while you are reading the explanations. Read the explanations thoroughly for 2 types of questions. One which you have made mistake in, and second where you are not sure and वो बस luckily correct आ गया है. So in both these questions. Then apart from that, definitely as I told you about grand test also, grand test is important aspect. Apart from that, consistency is one more thing that people usually tend to just get off track from their preparations. So वो भी एक बहुत बड़ी mistake है जो people usually do. एक दिन 12 घंटे पढ़ लेंगे, दूसरे दिन 4 घंटे पढ़ लेंगे, फिर तीसरे दिन पढ़ेंगे ही नहीं. So this is not done. Every day 6 hours is more than enough. तो बस consistency रखो, that's most important. ठीक है? So that is another mistake that usually people do. So I don't think so. Apart from this, people, वो social media and all of that, that comes along with responsibility. Everything comes along with responsibility. Everything like beyond limits is an addiction, and that's bad. But if you know how to use it cautiously, then that's good. Instagram, I did not uninstalled Instagram or any of the social media handles till my last day of FMG or till my last day of NEET teaching. But I knew it that how to use it. I just don't scroll through all the reels. Okay, I don't even touch the reels part itself. Okay, I don't just scroll through everybody's post. That is not me. Okay. So the important thing is actually follow the people who inspire you. You can see my Instagram account, my followers. Most of the faculties I have followed. First thing, my close friends, my faculties, my family members. And apart from that, only most of the institutes where I would get questions. So if you look my Instagram handle also, I can show you that almost every other post is either a question or it is some study related material. So that depends on you completely, what kind of content you choose, right, to follow on Instagram, because everything is in your hands. तुम बोलते हो ना सोशल मीडिया नेगेटिविटी देता है, वो तुम्हारे हाथ में, जिसको अनफॉलो करना है, किसी को फॉलो करना है. Those people will not decide. You are the ones who decide. ठीक है ना? So be cautious while you follow anybody on social media itself. ठीक है? Better than following any type of celebrities who will not inspire you, follow the ones who will actually inspire you. Make them your role models. Follow all your faculties. That's most important. How many questions you must attempt? So see, this is the funda most of the people are having doubts with, and I am also not sure till date because I attempted 185 questions in my examination. Some people say usually you need to attempt all the questions. Some people say you need to attempt some less amount of questions. But important thing that I realized is you need to attempt maximum number of questions. Maximum by, I don't mean all 190 or 195, 200, but at least around 170, 180. The reason being because if you attempt those many questions, then only you are actually in the competition. Otherwise, you are out of the competition directly, right? And please remember how to actually analyze whether you need to mark that question or not. So I still have the dilemma. I have asked many of my faculties, even my seniors, but none of them I have got a good answer from. So the important thing, what I have realized, I can tell you, कि if you are 70% sure at least, then you can go with the answer. If you don't know that topic, क्यों risk लेना है? FMG नहीं है. If it is FMG, go for each and every question. But this is NEET PG, so just don't go behind every question. If you don't know that topic, leave that question. Okay. तुम कितना भी दिमाग चला लो, अगर वो टॉपिक पढ़ा ही नहीं है, नहीं आंसर आ पाएगा. सो लीव दैट पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन. अदर टाइप्स ऑफ क्वेश्चन जिसमें तुम्हें 3-3, 4-4 ऑप्शन में कंफ्यूजन है, 4 ऑप्शन में कंफ्यूजन है, तो कैसे रूल आउट कर पाओगे? सो लीव दोज टाइप्स ऑफ क्वेश्चंस एज वेल. ओनली मार्क दोज क्वेश्चंस वेयर यू आर एक्चुअली वेयर यू डायरेक्टली नो द आंसर, फर्स्ट थिंग. सेकंड, वेयर यू आर कंफ्यूज बिटवीन 2 ऑप्शंस. ओके, और अगर तो भी तुम्हारे लाइक 150 क्वेश्चंस हो रहे, देन गो फॉर द क्वेश्चंस वेयर यू आर प्रोबेबली थिंकिंग कि यार ये टॉपिक तो पढ़ा तो है, थोड़ा दिमाग लगाऊंगा तो शायद आंसर आ जाए. So those type of the questions are the ones which you need to attempt. That's my take. You can you will analyze it while you are solving most number of MCQs or giving your grand test. Now you will realize it by yourself only कौन से attempt करने और कौन से नहीं करने. ठीक है. Last set of questions now. So nothing to okay. Thank you so much. With source, as I have told you, all my sources, you can use any source. You can go for any of the particular 4 types of main sources that usually people follow. I told you again, 2 apps and 2 coachings. Apart from that, you can even continue with your FMG notes as well. Just make sure अगर content बहुत कम है, then at least you need a substantial amount of content. बहुत 3-3, 4-4 volume नहीं, but at least a substantial amount of content which will cover most of the topics. ठीक है, that's important. Then how to keep the PG preps in mind while preparing for FMG? Just go with the FMG preparation with a thought that I need to clear my concepts, I need to clear my basics. जब पढ़ रहे हो ना, just read with that same passion and with the same passion and aspiration in mind that I need to do something with my life, first thing. So you will be much more serious while preparing for your FMG also, first thing. Secondly, there is only like 65% syllabus of NEET PG is usually covered in FMG, 65 to 70 almost at times, okay, depending on the faculty and the notes which you have. So usually 65-70% is covered. Only the rest 30% you need to cover. Even if you cover the next 10 to 15% and you just give maximum number of revisions, that's more than enough. I feel so. Okay? So that's most important. And if you have time in hand, then definitely you can go for the PG notes straight away. If you have time in hand and if you know, you can complete those in time and you can revise those multiple number of times. Otherwise, have a specific approach for FMG and NEET PG. Okay? So that's most important. Then how did you manage everything? Internship, teaching, self-study, enjoyment. So like enjoyment also, yeah, definitely I don't watch a lot of movies or Netflix series. Definitely I do watch them while I have gap in between 2 sessions, like during this time, as I'm having some gap between my first session and subsequent one now. So right now I have some books along with me which I read also sometimes, so that I do during this period. Otherwise I don't have much time. Definitely I make time somewhat for going out. Definitely my family or my close friends also have a complaint कि नहीं time मिल पाता. That's fine. At least if you are compromising for 6 months now, you are going to get time for your lifetime now. So 6 months का compromise मायने नहीं रखता यार. Self study, definitely as I told you, you need to be motivated कि मुझे पढ़ना है, and that's more important कि बाकी time pass करो, उससे अच्छा पढ़ लो, कुछ करो. And if you are sleeping, just get up, walk, wash your face. I always pour very cold water on my legs, so that activates me. Apart from that, definitely you can eat dark chocolate, have caffeine during your preparations. It's fine, tea, coffee, anything, but that will help you keep at least active throughout the day and to prepare really well. Yeah, managing becomes difficult. As I told you, you just need to be like good with your time management. I am not good, I must tell you, because people do have complaints with me as well, but ठीक है, whatever I do, I try to like cover most of the things. What difference do you feel between MCI and NEET PG? As I told you, only 65 to 70% of syllabus is covered in NEET MCI or FMG. The same applies for NEET PG. Just 30 to 35% more is added usually. And the pattern, like those who like मैं जब questions बता रहा था इस बार आके NEET PG के जब तुम्हारा FMG देना था, most of you were judging कि यार ऐसा है. तो just don't go with that attitude कि बहुत easy होता है, ऐसा भी नहीं है. But yeah, definitely the topics are the common ones, the easier ones. But the pattern of asking question is different. जो recalls आते हैं ना वो 2 लाइन के आते हैं, वहाँ question 4 लाइन का होता है. जो questions जो options होते हैं ना FMG में, they are much simpler to rule it out. Okay, some questions might be hard in FMG as well, but most of the questions in FMG are easier ones to rule out. But in NEET PG there are very close options to rule out. That's most important. Okay, and there are some tricks in this one also in some of the questions. Some questions are straightforward that you need to realize कि कुछ questions बहुत easy होंगे and you just need to go with that answer itself. Okay, मैंने अपना ज़्यादा दिमाग चलाया, कुछ क्वेश्चंस पे that was not required. ठीक है, that you need to remember कि always there would be a mixed bag of questions. There would be very easy ones which you can't even believe कि ऐसा question आ गया एग्जाम में, and then there would be some very difficult ones which none of us knows usually. ठीक है, so that is the funda. Mixed bag of questions are same in both. The content is almost similar in both. Pattern of asking questions in both of them, it is clinically oriented nowadays. So that's the only difference. Apart from that, I hope all of you know the basic difference. NEET PG is 200 questions, FMG is 300 questions, divided in two halves, 150 and 150. And FMG, no negative marking, only a passing exam. You need 150 marks. NEET PG, it is a competitive exam. Here, there is +4 and -1 for each and every question you attempt. Unattempted question is 0 marks. So that is the basic funda, if you are not aware of that. Okay? Next is... now you started your NEET PG journey ends with a bang. How you started with your NEET PG journey? Okay, sorry. So as I told you, like that was just a continuation of my FMG preparations. Just I was in touch with my preparations throughout my journey, and I just ended. I was not sure if I would end it with a bang. जो भगवद गीता में बोलते हैं ना कि कर्म करते रहो फल की चिंता मत करो. That was the same with me. I was not even sure if I would make it this time, but most of the other people were sure about me. But I'm glad that it happened, and at least I'm ending up somewhere good. That's most important. So please tell about how to study for preparing NEET PG as studying FMG student. As I told you, like most of the things do not have much of a difference. कुछ थोड़ा बहुत difference है, तो you just need to be sure with that. ठीक है, just consider that अभी तो यार focus on your FMG preparations, and you will realize when you start your NEET PG preparations now there is nothing much difference. Some of the other topics would be add on, or some of the topics would be in great details. That's the only difference. ठीक है. And apart from this, now there are other questions as well. Why NEET PG and not other competitive exams like USMLE or PLAB? Important thing is, guys, please remember, it completely depends on you. Okay? मैंने हमेशा बोला है ना, मैं भेड़ चाल को फॉलो करने वाला इंसान हूँ. I don't follow anybody in my life. Okay? Unless and until that person is an inspiration for me. So if somebody else is doing USMLE or PLAB, that's not important for you to do that. If you're not in that zone, if you don't wish to go abroad, don't go. That's your take ना. Decide for yourself. ऐसा नहीं कि बहुत cool है PLAB करना है USMLE करना है. I've seen my juniors, some of them, कि जिनको NEET PG तो नहीं करना है, they are saying no, the environment in India is very toxic, but I need to go for USMLE or PLAB. I'm like, what's the difference? Okay, ठीक है, their working hours are less, the working environment is really good. I'm not actually what we can say na, demeaning any country particularly, but the problem being कि ऐसा भी नहीं है कि all the colleges are bad, every branch is toxic. Okay, so definitely there would be some good, some bad, some pros and cons. I definitely have my heart out for all those PGs who are attempting suicide, or there are a lot of cases of toxicity, usually harassing PGs as well. But I know that's happening. But on the other hand, there are a lot of other PGs also who have really good seniors, right? And they are learning every day. There is in every society there would be some good and some bad. USMLE or PLAB, I have some of my friends who are getting sued for each and everything, even for treating a patient, even for not writing a prescription in a correct manner. They are getting sued by the court. So guys, there are pros and cons for everything. Okay, don't decide for yourself depending on anybody else. मेरे cousin ने USMLE करी है, इसलिए मुझे भी US जाना है, या फिर मेरे friend आगे चला जाएगा तो इसलिए मुझे करना है. यार, these are childish things. I don't believe in these things. Okay, everybody has a different pace in life. जो आज अगर for example बहुत लोगों को लगता है कि यार उसने इस attempt में कर लिया, मैं अगले attempt में जाऊंगा, ये वो ऐसा. Don't get jealous by that. The most important thing is, ठीक है, उसने मेहनत करी थी इस attempt में, तो हो गया, मैं अगले attempt में मेहनत करूंगा, मैं उससे अच्छा भी कर सकता हूँ. So everybody has a different pace in life. जो टाइम पे जो होना है वो होके रहेगा. You cannot just force anything. ठीक है ना? So that is the most important thing. And coming back to your USMLE and PLAB question, please remember, I am not a fan of usually US, UK like countries. I am not sure, but these countries have never appealed me. India has always appealed me. Definitely, I went abroad for my UG, and that gave me a lot of experience, a lot of exposure. Definitely, I love going abroad, traveling, but staying over there, leaving behind my parents who are aging almost. So I don't think so. That's a cool decision for me as of now. So I need to follow my gut, and that's why I'm going for NEET PG. I would be near to my parents also because they need me. So they need me at this point of time while they are aging, first thing, and I have other responsibilities as well. So I did not go for USMLE or PLAB, and that is not the thing I regret or I compromised on it. No, I don't wish to, and that was the reason I didn't even prepare, because my UG time I was reading textbooks. If I had to, I would have read that first aid of USMLE in my third or fourth year itself, because I was fond of reading. But I did not do that because I did not want to go there. Okay, I would definitely read that book, but just for knowledge sake, not for anything else. As of now, I don't have any plans, but you never say no. That I've learned important. You never say no. Patani, you can land up anywhere in life. So maybe circumstances might take a turn and everything can change all of a sudden. So, but I'm not demeaning anybody. But if they are going by their choice, they have my respect. But if they are going by anybody else's choice of following that folk of sheep, then definitely that's a bad decision. When did you start your NEET PG preparation? I started my NEET PG preparation as soon as I completed my FMGE, usually in a month or two, because I was always associated with the work. I was either doing FMGQ bank, image bank, or questions or TNDs and all of that. So I started it as soon as I completed. Thank you so much, guys. I hope all of the answers I have answered. If you have any doubts or any other questions, I know my journey is not so fantastic. वो जो thumbnails बनते हैं ना 90,000 to 9 rank or all of that, that is not so cool as such. But I'm happy that I was able to make it in the first attempt, and I was able. If I'm hoping for my dream branch, I still hope for the counseling. So all of you, I hope you do really well in life. All of those appearing for your FMG examination, NEET PG examination, or any other examination, all the very best, guys. I know you are going to make yourselves proud, your family proud of yourself, and everybody of you have that. Just follow your instinct, follow your gut. Don't go behind anybody. Important. Take inspiration, take motivation from everybody around, but just don't follow them blindly. That's most important. Okay? Even me. Okay, anybody in life. So always take inspiration, that's most important. And with that, I will like to wind up this session. Thank you so much, and hope to see you in the next session as well. Thank you so much.